Hello. All right. So I'm not sure what's going on. Huh. All right, so this is just a test. So if there's anybody watching, I'm just testing to see if the thing's working. Hey guys. All right, so this is just a test. So if there's anybody watching, I'm just testing to see if the thing's working. Hey guys. All right, so this is just a test. So if there's anybody watching, I'm just testing to see if the thing's working. Hey guys. All right. Yeah, I'm just. You're gay. I'm just trying to make sure that everything's working for the Heathen Hour podcast. I don't know if I'm going to use this template tomorrow or not, but. Worst live stream ever. Oh, come on, Trace. Thanks, Reese. My eye color is blue. Just. Yeah, I'm hoping it's gonna go well too there, Ridiculous. I think it will. I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be 2 hours tomorrow night actually for you guys. Instead of 1 hour. Thanks, Kai. Yeah, I'm just testing. I'll rig in. I'm trying to make OBS work, and I just want to make sure the sounds are working and all that. And the guy from the Non Sequitur show made me this template, so just seeing how it looks. White with dirty blonde hair. No, actually, I have brown hair. Brown hair, blue eyes. Super old, Reese. Like, I think I might have been on Noah's Ark. What cake do I like? My favorite cake is, oh shit, what's it called? Black Forest. I need cake for sure. Yeah, 2 hour live stream tomorrow, Sean. Actually, I'm not sure why your chats aren't showing up in the thing. It should. Let's see. I'm gonna try to make this work. Remove. Yeah, it's gonna be 2 hours tomorrow with Classical Theist and Ozymandias. I think I said that right. I could use some Black Forest cake for sure. Yeah, I did mean to start this one geek room. I'm trying to make sure that it works. Nightmare Fuel. So, Nightmare Fuel rebooked. So it's sometime in April. I don't have my calendar in front of me, but I think it's the end of April. So maybe the last Saturday in April. I was booked up until then, or I would have got him in earlier. Maybe the face reveal. I don't know. Ignoring. No, I'm not ignoring you. What did you say, Rapid? I'm on Discord, but I kind of just look at the ask me question thing, and sometimes I go take a look at the welcomes and stuff. Yeah, so I'm on there, but I'm not on there a lot. I usually work all day, so on the weekends I'm on there a bit more. On Discord, I mean. Yeah, she peed. I told her about that and she laughed. I'm just gonna see if I can get the chat working. Is it media source? No. Huh. A boot? Can I get a more flattering avatar? I don't know, man. I could go to Levitical and get a porn star looking one like you got. Yeah, I'll tweet about tomorrow for sure. I think I already did actually. Classical Theist said that he was looking forward to it, and I retweeted his. Yeah, I love my avatar. I don't know how to get the chat working. It's it was a disaster. You're right. I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking when he made that. Oh, yeah, I do go in there and voice chat sometimes in my Discord. Not too often, because usually when I get off work, like now, I'm tired. But yeah, I do go in there. I've chatted a couple of times in there. Yeah, Levitical's avatar review is horrible. I don't know what he was thinking. Thanks, Reese. I like it too. Do I play many games? I wouldn't say many. I used to play Clash of Clans, but I haven't really. It's still on my phone, but I haven't really played it too much. But I do play like Monster Hunter World. I'm playing right now. I'm waiting for Destiny 2 to get better. I don't know if it will. Um, I'm keeping the game anyway. And I play like Divinity. I like RPGs, so I play some RPGs on there. But I don't have a ton of time to play too many games, so I kind of stick to one or two at a time and then move on. I'm looking forward to God of War coming out. Yeah, I never could get into Metal Gear or Assassin's Creed. Actually, they're just not my kind of game. The sneaky thing, not into. Nah, GTA never really think. Yeah, I do like Fallout 4. Yep. Thanks, Diversity Productions. Played. I think I have played Kingdom Hearts. Thought it was pretty good. Oh, no worries, Nixie. Your artwork's awesome. Love it. So good. I so wish that I had any kind of um, art skill whatsoever, but I don't. Do I watch? No, I do not watch Top Hats and Champagne. Uncharted? Actually, I haven't tried Uncharted. I know I should. It looks good. Greetings from Ontario, Canada, Tyrese. Elder Scrolls for sure. That's like my favorite. One of my favorite things. I like the Oblivion and Skyrim. All good. What are you doing here? I don't know. You're watching me test this, and I'm answering questions. I guess kind of just turned into a thing. Tomb Raider, yeah, yeah, not too bad. And we're talking about games. Yeah, all the best games are on PC, probably. I used to play Guild Wars 2 on my PC. I, I kind of started to dabble into WoW, but I didn't want to get hooked on that, so I stopped playing it. But I usually just use my computer for making videos and that kind of stuff. Looks like a logo and letter in Arabic. That's cool. Yes, you are definitely in the gamer club, Carrie. Mormons? Yeah, there's some Mormons around me. Where I used to live, there used to be a market, and they kind of ran the market actually. I used to go jogging near there, so I would jog by them, and they'd all be in their black hats and stuff, and look kind of menacing at me. But yeah. Yeah, definitely Sean Henry. Like I said, if you join my Discord, I try to go in there and I'll add everybody and kind of just chat with people that hop on. Yeah, I don't have to be an atheist everywhere. White engine. I don't. I like stuff. I really like D&D and all that kind of stuff with like gods all over the place. It's fine. It's made up. It's in real life that I care about it. Yeah, I'm pretty bad at games. You should see me play oh, what's the other shooter game it's really popular, Call of Duty. I am so bad at that. On my gaming channel I used to make like most people were making videos about how good they were. They would do like trick shots and stuff, and I would make videos about like how easily I died and how bad I was. I am feeling better. Yeah, a lot better. Still have a little bit of sinus issue, but mostly gone. No, I do not draw the characters myself. Marvin Animation does it. Way back when I first started my channel, I asked him to make me an avatar, and he's the one that draws the, I guess the manga looking one. So the like my first avatar, and he just made it because he watched a couple of my videos and he said that he thought it suited me or suited my channel content and my personality. So what happened yesterday? What happened was me being an idiot. My fiance came in and I guess I hit start streaming, but I didn't know, and I didn't have the notification on that told me that it would be starting. So I didn't know it was on, and then I started getting Twitter notifications and people sending me messages telling me that it was on, and I didn't know. So kind of stupid, but yeah, making a similar channel, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a good idea. When I started, I definitely wasn't worried about any kind of money or anything. I just thought it was a cool subject and I like doing it, so it's fun to do. I think if you're having fun making videos, then I think that it really shines through in your content. BioShock is awesome, definitely. Beer is 3.2. That's criminal. Yeah, Elvis. That's why I didn't talk, because I didn't know it was on. Thanks, Jesus, for the super chat, man. That's awesome of you. I get super chat while I'm testing this. I still can't get the chat to work. I can see it on my other screen, but I can't see it on the where it says Heathens chat. That's where it's supposed to be showing up. I don't know what's going on there. Dark Souls, yes, I love Dark Souls. That's one of my all-time favorite games. I still have Dark Souls 3, I think. And what's the other one? There's Dark Souls, and Dark Souls. The people that made Dark Souls made another one where you can use a whip and stuff. I play that too. It's good. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. It could have been a lot worse. Hassan or Hazen. Could have been a lot worse. I could do something really, really embarrassing or something. But it just ended up that my girlfriend was saying that she didn't pee all day. Or my fiance. Thanks, Reese. I'm glad. I just try to have fun making the content. I'm glad that you guys like it. Yeah, sorry, Sean, that I'm not on Discord as much. I'm gonna try to jump on. This weekend's kind of bad because it's my mom's birthday, so I have to go out of town, and I work on Saturday, and I'm doing the podcast right after work. So I don't know if I'm gonna have a lot of time to jump on Discord very much, but I'll definitely next week or next weekend, because I don't do the podcast. I'll try to jump on and talk to some of the people in Discord. Hope you can make it out. That's cool, Kai. In my Discord, they have there's a fan art section or just an art section. So if any of you are drawing or whatever, just yeah, stop on in and post it up. Even it doesn't have to be my avatar or whatever, but yeah. And if you guys use any or want me to use any of the avatars or whatever, I use them in my videos sometimes, the fan art stuff. So yeah, Carrie. Yeah, I'm not. I've never been a streamer, so I don't know. You could probably tell by my channel. There's not a lot of streams on there, but um, that's why I wanted to do the Heathen Hour podcast, because I wanted to get better at it. I'm more of a research, fuck around making videos kind of person. Zips. Oh, don't worry though. You don't have to donate. Uh, yeah, Carrie. I'm having a hard time. I'm not sure, and now I'm getting sucked into the chat. But I don't know how to add. I had it added, but I think it was behind the template, the chat, and so I deleted it. But now I don't know how to add it again. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I might have to get Geek Room or somebody like that to help me again. He was helping me last night, and Godless Engineer, and Kyle from Non Sequitur Show. Bloodborne, that's it. Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly the one. Marry you, please. I don't know if you'd want me to marry you. I'm kind of hard to live with, I think. Thank you, Saswat. Happy birthday, dear mom. We're gonna take her out for dinner, I think, and we got her. She likes golfing, so we got her some golfing stuff. Me and my sister picked up. It's called a Red Book. It's got like a whole bunch of coupons for golfing, and then an extra $50 gift card so she can go buy what she wants in the store. I don't know why it matters to you guys how much how old I am. What was if I said like 20 or if I said like I'm 60? What would it matter? For the chat to work, you'll probably need the overlay URL to set up. Yeah, probably. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I might just have to use Hangouts tomorrow and then not use this template till the next one. So I'll have a couple of weeks to figure it out. How do you feel about microtransactions? I don't mind microtransactions if it's only cosmetic stuff. I don't like it when it's, pay to win. I don't like that. Yeah, Discord's pretty good. I try not to get too sucked into Discord though, because if I do, then I don't have time to do other things like make videos. So that was why I didn't start a Discord for a long time, even though people asked me to. Is basically because I was afraid that if I started it would take all my time, I wouldn't be able to make videos, and my channel would just suffer. I do have a fiance. She's pretty great. Thanks, Laura. You have a good night too. Have I ever argued with it? Yeah, I've argued with strong Christians. Um, Probably gonna have one on tomorrow. But classical theist I've argued with before, and I've talked to him privately on chats and stuff. I don't really understand his position, but I guess that's why we're gonna have him on for a couple hours tomorrow and be able to delve into what he thinks. How do I get good at this streaming thing, Saswat? I don't know. What makes a good stream? I do need some help. Serious. You know a lot about how to do this stuff? Now I'm just sucked in the chat, which happens during the podcast, by the way. A lot of times during the podcast, I'm reading the chat, and I totally lose the thread of what the conversation. So I think last podcast, I tried to stay away from the chat, and I just paid attention to what was being said. Thanks, Kai. Yeah, Martimir. I actually didn't know about Martimir until just recently. I think Red Pill Religion did something on him, so I went and checked out his channel, and then he did a video response back, so I watched that. Yeah, it does seem pretty cool. Streaming looks like a pain. It is if you're using OBS. I think it looks nicer, and I think it'll make the show better. So I'm trying to learn it, but it's a pretty steep learning curve. Just using like Hangouts though is pretty easy. I mean, so if you just want to do a stream and use Hangouts, then yeah, that's not a big deal. Yeah, I am running OBS as well, Carrie. But I don't know. OBS with Streamlabs, so maybe that's why I got to use Streamlabs to get the chat working. Yeah, Geek Room's pretty cool, and he's very generous with his time. He helped me out a lot last night. Thanks, Ellie. Yeah, Zelda. Yeah, I like Zelda. I didn't use any website for the template. Kyle from the Non Sequitur show. Just he made this template for me for free actually. So probably whenever I use it, I'll give him a shout on the stream. My favorite books. My favorite series is actually by Jack White. White as is spelled Whyte. And he did like a Camelot series. I read it a while ago, and it's amazing because I don't really like King Arthur shows or King Arthur books or whatever, but this one was like a historical fiction, so there was a lot of like kind of true stuff in it. And I like those kinds of books, and he made it, it wasn't like magic and stuff like that. Like Merlin wasn't a magician, but people thought that he had like magic powers because he was kind of like an assassin. And yeah, super great. I love those books. I like all kinds of different books. Like for fiction, I like I don't know, like the Anne Rice vampire ones are pretty cool. I've read a ton of fantasy, so I really love fantasy books. Yeah, I've taken. Yeah, Kai. There's a lot of things going on Discord, that's for sure. This is the one about the guy stranded on the island. You said you have lived on the street. What was that? Yeah, I did. It wasn't fun, especially in the winter. It wasn't fun at all. Trying to find places to sleep and get food and stuff. And fighting and stuff. It wasn't a good scene. Many nights I stayed in apartment buildings. I'd go to their laundry room and I would lay my back against the door from the inside, so if somebody were to come in, the door would hit me in the back and wake me up. So yeah, not good times. Religion is what keeps the poor from murdering the poor, from the murdering the rich. I don't know. I don't think that's necessarily true. Yes, sir. Well, I'm just doing it really simple. So there's just this, what you see on the screen, and then I want to get the chat working over here on the right hand side. And I'm hoping to use Skype and get, so usually we're not going to have any more than 2 guests, so the GC part will be smaller, so there'd be room for 4 or 3 people in a triangle. It's pretty much it. It's going to be pretty basic, but I'm hoping that it works out all right. Cosmic Skeptics. I love Cosmic Skeptics' latest video. Thought he was dab on. I really like Cosmic Skeptic, although I'm not sure if he knows I exist or whatever. I've never talked to him. Conservative Christians agree. Yeah, I think there are. I mean, I've convinced conservative Christians before, or at least had them like listen to what I'm saying. So I don't think it's that bad. Streamlabs. Yeah, Streamlabs is what I'm supposed to be using, but now I'm not even paying attention to it. Streamlabs. Where are you on my desktop? Oh, it's yeah, I'm gonna have to figure it out. But yeah, it's Streamlabs that I was using. I've never played Team Fortress 2, no. No, I haven't read Harry Potter. I've watched the movies. I think I read the first one. Not a big fan. I mean, I watched all the movies, but yeah, that's what I mean. I think I have to use I have to put the Streamlabs and then put it on. Let's see, maybe. Let's see if I think I put Streamlabs. So, chat box. All right, so I'm working on getting the Streamlabs working. Let's see what happens. I'm in the dashboard. Let's go down here to where is it? Where is integrations? Oh, it's widgets. That's what it is. That's what I remember doing yesterday. Somewhere I gotta find widgets. My fat dog. My dog's not fat. He's in perfect shape. My dog's badass. My Chihuahua's getting fat though. Why did I become homeless? I got kicked out of my parents' house, and I was stubborn, and I thought I knew better. Yeah, the Lake of Fire is pretty good. I like it. I noticed you now. Thank you, Thomas. Yeah, I actually get quite a bit of emails from religious people or whatever that say that they watch it. Actually, a lot of them are Catholics, to be honest. Which it kind of surprised me the first couple times I got got an email like that. But it's nice that that there's religious people that, I mean, I think you hear on both sides all the time that you know, it's a waste of time to talk because you never change anybody's mind and whatever. But I think that's nonsense. I think I think you can talk to people. More collab with G. Well, the last one was just because I was so sick I couldn't make a video, and he just offered on Twitter to help me out. So that was really nice of him and Chloe. Yeah, I have to get sick again. Exactly. It was really funny though. It was like that video made me laugh a lot, and I was so sick, and it was like the first good thing to happen to me that day. Yeah, Parcel. I usually get every 2 weeks, every second Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We get people on. So tomorrow night is Classical Theist and Ozymandias, and they're going to be talking about classical theism, and probably we're going to delve into Classical Theist always says that God is simple and without parts and all that kind of stuff. So I think we're going to try to delve into exactly what that means. And then 2 weeks after that is Aaron Ra. We're going to have him on. So, and then I think after that is Richard Carrier. I might be wrong. But we should be having him on as well. What do I think about? Well, I think people can compartmentalize their faith and their science. So, yeah, it's more Q&A, I guess. It's kind of turned into a Q&A. Well, that's okay. I think I did another video on Zakir, but I'm not sure. I can't remember. I'm planning on doing one. I forget the. Hold on, I'll look it up. Dawa Digital, I think. I guess Essence of Thought critiqued one of their videos, and they threatened him. And said that that they wanted him to take the video down, and he refused. So they filed a privacy complaint, which I guess you can't get reviewed right away through YouTube. So if he didn't remove it within 48 hours, then he would be risking getting a strike. And they did it to 2 of his videos, I think. And so he took one down today, and he still left one up. So he's risking some strikes, which means he wouldn't be able to stream and stuff. So I'm planning on doing one of their videos because fuck that. Yeah, Aiden Tharp. It was I didn't know that I was streaming. I hit the button by accident. So no, it doesn't matter, Parcel. That's your first time. It's awesome. Welcome to the stream. Hey, Billy. Yesterday's stream was amazing. Yeah, I felt really stupid when I did it. That's for sure. I don't know, I don't think GE sucks. I think he's pretty good. And he's helped me out a lot. He helped me out with that video. Then he's helped me out with with the streaming thing. Pretty he's a really nice guy. Oh, there you go. There, Caitlin. I didn't see Caitlin, but okay. How long will this stream last? I don't know. I don't know. I'll probably not more than half an hour because I have to go to bed soon because I have to work in the morning. The bong father. It's hilarious. You got sources. You got sources that he's a bad person. My homeless experience. I said earlier, I don't know if you were there, but it's not fun to be living on the streets. You're in constant danger. You don't know where you're gonna get your next meal. You're in the winter. It's in Canada. It's fucking cold. So it's definitely not something that I want to repeat. That's for sure. I don't have a degree. I work in social services, so I have like a social service type degree, I guess. But oh no, I just messed up. Yeah, Richard Carrier is the one. He's gonna be coming on. I think next month. Pretty sure. What do I do for work? I work with the deafblind, so which is why I tend to put sign language stuff in my videos. Sign language is pretty important to me, and deaf culture in general. I'm still going, Garrick. Yeah. Somehow I just wanted to try this out, but it's kind of turned into a Q&A kind of thing. So that's cool. Don't mind hanging out with you guys. G is hilarious. I love GE too. He's pretty awesome. Why do I think free will doesn't exist? I don't know. I can't really go into it here, but I've made videos about it, about how I don't think, like I don't think that free will exists in the sense that there's some kind of supernatural soul that's riding around that can make different decisions. I think we're material, and everything that we kind of do is based on our brain and our outside stimuli. And I don't see any evidence going the other way. So I don't know. Depending on how you define free will, I mean, if you could define free will in such a way that I would agree with it, but in the classical sense of free will, no, I don't believe there's free will. Yeah, during the winter sucks. It's really. I do have some PragerU. Not too long ago I did a PragerU video, so yeah. I don't think I've made too many though. That might have been the only one. I'm not sure if I've done more than one, but I'm sure that they'll pop up on my radar again. They'd say some really stupid things, so. Yeah, Zakir is. There's a lot of dumb things he said too, that's for sure. Yeah, living on well, even living on the streets in summer is bad, but in the winter it's extra bad. Oh, Capital. Yeah, this isn't actually the Heathen Hour. That's tomorrow. It's just a template that somebody made me, and I came on because I wanted to test it to see if I could get it to work. Seems like I've gotten it to work except for the chat. It's not working, but I think that's the Streamlabs issue, and I have to add a widget or something. So that shouldn't be too hard to figure out. I'm probably not going to use this tomorrow though. I'll use it maybe for the R and Raw. Plus there'll be one less person, so I'll have to set up less. Good night, Sean. uh, oh, I didn't see the book recommendation. Sometimes I scroll too fast, um, and then I lose it. I probably shouldn't do that. Uh, yeah, we should totally stream together, Billy. That would be awesome. I'd love to do that. Uh, I don't know. Maybe we can work something out for next weekend. I can next Saturday maybe, if you have that time open. Saturday night. I scrolled way too fast. So I'm gonna scroll back up and wait. Let's see. Yeah, the ASL song. Yeah, some of those song openings are so great. I love them. I think my favorite was the Marilyn Manson one. That one was so good. But definitely all good. Yeah, I do ASL and some C, sign exact English. Do the deaf and blind get forced into yeah, probably. Yeah, they do. um, but I think anybody could get forced into religion, but that's not my. I don't do religion stuff or anti-religion stuff at work. I'm there to help them and help them do things in their lives. What would I put on my pizza? I'm a vegetarian, so the that narrows it down quite a bit. I like mushrooms, olives, cheese, extra cheese. What else? Some tomatoes. Sometimes they're pretty good on it. I like thin crust too. I don't really like doughy garbage. Uh, yeah, I really like Billy Bong as well. I watch his videos. He should have more subs actually. uh, should actually have him on the Heathen Hour at some point as well. That would be a fun thing. Could talk some anti-theism. Even if Buddha or Confucius weren't real, wait, it's the ideas that are espoused to them that's real. But Buddha never claimed to walk on water or, or be the son of God, which I think elevates Jesus to a whole new area of absurdity. Will I be in the 20K club by next weekend? Ooh, I don't know. It depends on the YouTube algorithm. It's always a guessing game. Sometimes you're having a hot spell and it's recommending you all over the place, and then other times it's like, you know, one here, one there kind of thing. But I'm seeing a continual upward trend, so that's good. But I try not to worry too much about subs. I just try to make videos I like to do and I think are fun and or important. I mean, some of them aren't so fun, but yeah, I hope so in the 20. That would be nice. I wanted to reach 20K this year, so I didn't expect to get there until the end of the year, but yeah, getting pretty close now, so it'll be nice. I do have something. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm working on something that I think is gonna be really fun for the 20K. It's something like really fun and maybe really embarrassing for me, but yeah, that's half the fun too, is doing some stuff that's kind of embarrassing and whatever, just messing about. GC would destroy Bragger. Maybe, but oh man, I just scrolled too fast again. Uh, heavily intense scrolling. Yeah, I'm trying to keep up. 42 hours you've been awake. That's crazy. Jeez. I had Rachel Oates on as a guest last Heathen Hour. She filled in for Nightmare Fuel, who couldn't make it. So yeah, Rachel Oates is pretty cool. I like her a lot. Promoted her when she was really small, so I think she's makes good content. I put syrup on his pizza. That's true. Actually, tomorrow I might be taking a client to maple syrup thing, so History for Atheists. Yeah, I think I got an email from the guy that runs that, History for Atheists. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of extra spots open, but he wanted to come on the Heathen Hour, I'm pretty sure. So maybe we'll get him on in the future. We'll see. I'm a fan of history, so yeah, fellow vegetarian. It's me. I tried vegan, but I started to get sick, so I went back to. I wasn't getting enough protein, I don't think. So I don't know. It's probably my own ignorance, and I don't have time to cook as much as you need to when you're a vegan. Although I cook a lot now. Yeah, I know about the Inquisition. Just got new glasses. Oh, nice. Yeah, Rachel does good stuff for sure. I like her. Except for her makeup tutorials or whatever. I could do without those. Not that she shouldn't make them or anything. I mean, she should do whatever she wants on there. But well, Iowan, have you on? Maybe when I get 3 wins in a row. When I get 3 wins in a row. So for actually a whole bunch of people probably don't know what I'm talking about, but on Twitter, Iowan has a blog actually, and he ranks his favorite atheist, or I don't know, skeptic TM uh, videos of the week. So I think I'm up to 2 wins in a row. So I'm trying to go next week. I'm going to be going for a three-peat, which is my goal, and it's a lot of fun. Not that I do, but you go check out his blog if if you follow him on Twitter. Less awesome. Let's see. Da-da-da. Just accidentally started another stream. Yeah, that's so dumb of me. This is how little I know about YouTube. So like, you know how I don't know, like the Godless Iowan left said Godless Cranium and it's in red. Like my name's in red. I don't know how to do that. So so for those of you that ever ask me for advice on YouTube, know that I don't even know how to do that much. The maple syrup thing. That was good. I like how it was fake maple syrup too. Like that was the best. Was it even real maple syrup? Any Canadian would know right away that that's not a real Canadian. If he's waving around fake maple syrup. Hmm. Yeah, Thomas, I don't know. Or maybe I'll ask Richard when I have him on. But I don't really care whether Jesus was a real person or not. I mean, he might have been, and then that still doesn't mean that he was some kind of son of God, right? So lots of people claim to be something they're not too. Sometimes I invite people to the street to shower at my place. They often take my stuff. Well, I don't know. I think you should do what you want to do, but at the same time, you could get robbed or beaten or whatever. So, I guess you're taking a chance. That's for sure. Oh my god! I keep scrolling past. You pay people to hook up shit. Yeah, that's totally me. I pay people to do stuff too. I don't. Yeah, I'm vegetarian, white Asian. Yeah, the historians might have been unduly influenced by the burning at the stake for several centuries. It's true. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? I have no idea. You did fuck up my last three-peat. Caitlin. Never gonna forgive you for that. I think genetically modified skeptic also fucked up one of them. So next week though, I feel it. I feel it in my bones. Next week is gonna be the week. Am I in a relationship with anyone? Yes, I have a fiance, so definitely in a relationship. Goats are amazing. Yeah. Canadian things. That was hilarious. That was good. I'm 6 feet tall. Okay. What did I think of Reese's last? Oh yeah, I think he was right. Reese. So Nightmare Fuel did a video about the Rachel Oates interview I did, and at the end of the interview, she said that I might be getting it wrong, but it's paraphrasing. Basically, she didn't think that she wanted to call herself an anti-theist because religion was still good for some things or for some people. And I challenged her on it on the show. And Reese challenged her in a video of his own. I don't know if Rachel responded, maybe on Twitter, or I didn't see her make a video about it or say anything about it. So I don't know if she responded or even saw it. But yeah, I disagree with her, and I disagreed with her on the show at the time. And I think Reese is right about that whole thing. I think we stand on the same level there, along with you, Billy. Yeah, if they make lab meat, then I'll definitely be going back to eating meat. Pancakes are for communists. Oh my god, I'm a communist. I like pancakes better than waffles. Thor. Thor is Jesus's greatest nemesis. He's got a hammer. Jesus gets nailed to a cross. GI, I love you. Who's GI? And I scrolled too fast again. Okay. No, you're not going to get me, Caitlin. I'm totally going to win next week. I'm going to win next week, and then I'm just going to let my channel fall to shit. Just, that's the end of it. Just drop the mic right there. Goats are much better than sheep. That's for sure. Dinosaur videos would go a long way. I wouldn't make very good dinosaur videos. I'd leave that to Jackson Wheat and Aaron Ra. Yeah, I don't have a belief in supernatural beings. No, llamas are the best. Llamas. What's 5'11"? I don't know. Yeah, I do look shorter on the screen, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll do a face reveal. I don't know. At first I thought maybe 10,000 subs, but then I got there. So maybe like 100,000. If I ever get to 100,000, maybe. Maybe I'll do it. Is an anti-theist apologist. What's an anti-theist apologist? You apologize for anti-theists? So like you would apologize for me? Yeah, I'm pretty average, I think, for, well, I don't know, like, for a guy. 6 feet is pretty average, I guess. I never said a boot. No, the resets in here isn't Nightmare Fuel. No, but Nightmare Fuel's real name is Reese. Oh man, scrolled again. Oh man, I keep scrolling too fast. Okay. Sorry guys. Let's see. I'm trying to find where I... Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, good. Call me pancakes eating. What do I think about Sticks and Hammer? I don't know anything about Sticks and Hammer. 666. I avoid that whole like blood sport, whatever that is. I don't want anything to do with that. Really, doesn't interest me. Why did I start a YouTube channel? Because I used to blog, and I don't know, it's something that means a lot to me. I think that we need to move away from ancient superstitions and start thinking rationally, especially when we have nuclear proliferation and all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that there isn't other dangerous ideologies, because there are, but I don't know, I think religion is super dangerous. Oh, you're GI. Okay, now I get it. Waffles for sure. Ugh. Hey, Godless Engineer. I somehow, Godless Engineer, I somehow messed up. The chat isn't working now, as you can see. So, I don't know how to make it work again. To bring science and religion together? No, because they're like two opposite methods of trying to find truth. One doesn't find truth, one's just superstition, and one does find truth and results in computers and airplanes. Cool stuff. You're gonna make a dinosaur video just to spite me. God damn you. Iron Raw is good. I don't know. I've caught a couple of his videos, but I haven't actually watched a lot of them. But yeah, the ones I have seen are good. Steve Shives is unhappy with this fellow YouTube atheist. Oh, fuck Steve Shives. Geez, a Canadianism. Oh, I'm a foot taller than you. Cool. "40 minutes of pointless ritual and 2 minutes of socialization." It's true. No, Iron Raw isn't better than waffles. I mean, anything with maple syrup on it is better. I called you on making a dinosaur video. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna make a dinosaur video. Maybe I'll make an intro with a dinosaur in it. It's about it's about the extent of my dinosaur skills. Ah, fuck. Stupid thing. Oh. Let's see. Your face is very handsome. Thanks, Elvis. I don't know about that, but did you ever realize your logo looks like an angry chicken? Are you talking about me? That's not an angry chicken. Eat more chicken. A pessimism. I don't know. I don't have a hard time saying that there's no God. I mean, I know a lot of atheists try to avoid it because they say they don't want any burden of proof, whatever. But I'm okay with saying it. That's what I think. I don't think that there's. I'm not a lack of believer. I guess and, if people want to be lack of believers, that's fine. But I'm more harder stance than that, I guess. I actively don't believe in a God, because I don't see any evidence of it, but and evidence to the contrary all over the place. Send noodles. See you later, White Engine. I still want to know what a anti-theist apologist is, so you're gonna have to tell me about that. Oh, hey, Pelosia. Or Apologia. We can get that sorted out tomorrow. Taking out, talking about the chat. Oh, okay. And right underneath that. Yeah, I think I broke it with it was. I think when I put up the Heathen Hour podcast template, I think the chat was trapped underneath it, and so I just erased it, and now I don't know how to put it back, basically. But I remember doing a widget or something, so I might be able to figure it out on my own if I didn't start paying attention to the chat. What do I think about Donald? Yeah, I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. Six and Hammer. Six and Hammer is a godless YouTuber that talks about current events. All right. Like I said, I haven't really paid attention to him. The only time I've kind of seen him floating about was in the Bloodsport thing or whatever on Andy Worski channel, and I'm not interested in that stuff. Hey, unholy mole. Fuck me. Stupid chat. Ugh. Oh, well, I scrolled past pollute. Yeah, it's an OBS test run. It was. uh, oh, good night, Caitlin. Thanks for coming in, stopping in. The lazy-eyed pink dragon. It's the best. Eats every god. He's also simple, and he doesn't have parts, so he's fine. She's fine. Ryan Cropper. I've never heard of him. What do you dislike most about making videos? The voice recording part is my least favorite thing. It's always hard for me to do. And I hate listening to myself. Like, I hate the sound of my voice when I have to listen to it again and again to kind of edit and stuff. Good night, Charles. Check out Aaron Raw's systemic classification of life. Yeah, I think I saw one or two of them, the Aaron Raw's videos on that. They're pretty interesting. I'm kind of like, when I see something about dinosaurs, I kind of get like drawn into it sometimes. Because I think they're dinosaurs or space, one of those two, and I sometimes binge watch PBS Space. Ooga ooga chaka chaka. Now I have that song stuck in my head. Thanks, Charles. Thanks, Lord of Burbs. Glad that you like the channel. You have a good night too. I am having a good night. It's pretty good. Although I have to go to bed really soon. Might build a wall on the Canadian border. Yeah, I think they're having like some kind of trade dispute now between Trump and Trudeau. Maybe, something about, I think it was about steel, maybe. I might be wrong though. I don't know why the chat does that. Sometimes it just like skips through a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, I don't know what he meant by anti-theist apologist. Seems like an oxymoron, but I don't know. Do you ever use shorter people as armrests? No. I don't use anybody as an armrest. Actually, a lot of times at my job, I'm the armrest. Oh, your beagle. Oh yeah, I know your beagle. It's a great dog. My voice is amazing. Well, thanks. I don't think so, but I guess I also tend to, when I'm recording my voice or whatever, so I usually make a script or bullet points, and then I kind of just, sometimes I just go off on a side road, and then I either have to edit it out or I just leave it in. But I don't know, it's definitely my least favorite part of making a YouTube video. Um, Although I've gotten a lot more when I first made videos. If you go back in my catalog and start watching them, my first videos, I talk really fast, like really fast. Like there's hardly a breath in between words or like sentences. And I've gotten a lot better at that, but it's definitely uh, not my strong suit. Thank you, Pikachu. I'd have Carrier on just to make Max matter. Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually reading one of his books right now, the morality one, Morality Without God or something. Um, I'm just starting it, but oh fuck. Uh, does it get to a certain point? Okay, there you go. Who's your dream debate opponent? uh, I don't know. I don't like the word debate. It's not the word, I guess. I think debates are often just two teams, and then so like both, like say I was to debate, let's say PragerU, right? So PragerU's people would think that he won, and the people that like my channel or agree with me would think I won, and nothing really gets solved or whatever. And a lot of it's up to like charisma and charm rather than actual facts and good arguments. You could just get tripped up and not know what to say at that moment, and then all of a sudden it looks like you're losing. But meanwhile, if you were sitting at home and you could make a video, then you would easily find the answer to that question, or uh, be able to counter it easily. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of debates, which is why in the Heathen Hour podcast we don't really do debates. It's more about discussions and trying to understand other people's points of view. Um, so that's why it kind of pisses me off when I have like a theist on, like Max or somebody, and I get like some of the theists will come in and say that we're ganging up on them or whatever, but that's not the intention. I'm not trying to gang up on anybody. I just like to hear other people's points of view, even when I disagree with them, even when I really, really disagree with them, like I do with Max. Um, Hope that answers your question, Prometheus. By the way, people, if you're watching, you can go check out Prometheus. He's got a channel of his own, and he made a couple of anti-theist videos recently that were pretty interesting. I don't know how anybody can mistreat a dog. it blows my mind. They're just so good. They're so nice. I watched a documentary on Michael Vick's dogs that he had in a fighting ring or whatever. He was fighting them, and it was like the saddest documentary you could watch. Thanks, Aiden Tharp. You have a good night as well. Yeah, didn't there's a huge issue between the United States and Russia right now. I don't know. I haven't really been paying much attention to the news lately, but I thought like the U.S. put some of their fleet, like their ships, in like the Black Sea or something, or somewhere close to Russia anyway. And then Russia, I did see today that Russia like tested some kind of like nuclear missile that can um, get around like other like ways of stopping it. So it's pretty much an unstoppable nuke. And then right after that, I watched a TED talk about nukes and how, yeah, even a war between India and Pakistan, who don't have a ton of nukes each, unlike America and Russia, would create like another ice age because of the dust and smoke that a nuclear war would create, not counting the loss of life and everything, and crops would fail and stuff. It's pretty scary shit, for sure. I don't see any way around it either, because like the guy in the TED talk was saying that the nations should all just not have nukes, which I guess, you know, in an ideal world that might happen, but I can't see that ever happening, because once you get nukes, then it pretty much means that you're not going to get attacked, right? So I can't see why a country would give that up. Aluminum and steel. Yeah, okay, there you go. I don't know, I didn't hear a lot about the thing, but I did see something about it. Anti-theist apologist. So he's a Christian who's apologetic towards anti-theists. I know, because I think he called Reese an anti-theist apologist, like Nightmare Fuel, who is an anti-theist. So I don't think that's what he meant. Not Joe. We'll have fun editing Pelagia. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping in. Oh, man. Yeah, my girlfriend peed. You talk way too fast. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. I've learned to slow it down a little bit now. I also say, like, I think on my first like few videos I didn't use any kind of script, and I didn't write any, like, I didn't even make bullet points or anything. And then I just noticed that it was like constantly I was going probably like I do in the stream here, but because I tend to be kind of careful about stuff I'm saying, or try to be. Debates annoy me. Yeah, I don't know. I like watching them. Like, to be honest, like I like watching like, say, Christopher Hitchens or something. But even he, like, an amazing mind, but at the same time, you know, a lot of the stuff he's saying, right? He's got more charm than the people that he's battling, and so he comes off looking better, even than his points are, right? Like, not that his points are bad or anything, but He had a lot of charisma. You're welcome, Prometheus. I'm probably during my whenever I reach 20K, I'll probably make at least. I'm planning on making a video that's gonna be um like different parts are gonna be to it. So it's not gonna be all one thing. And so I'm hoping to have like I think I might try to find 3 channels that I really like that are of less than 1,000 subs and shout them out. Wouldn't mind doing maybe some kind of charity thing as well. That would be kind of nice. Yeah, Pikachu. It's a game, right? Like you got to try to find a happy medium between talking too fast, talking too slow. Um, it's just a thing. Good night, unholy mole. Well, that's why war should be banned. I don't think that war will ever be banned. It's human nature to. It seems to be human nature to fight. Reducing it as much as possible. I'm not really a political animal, I guess. Uh, hey, how you doing, Luann? Luann Fendim. What are you gonna do with people that break the ban? Go to war with them? Exactly. It's like in our nature to do that. North Korea is a big problem as well. There's really no way to fix that either because if the U.S. were to attack North Korea would attack South Korea and kill hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. So yeah, with just conventional arms, not to mention their stockpile of chemical weapons and I guess nuclear weapons now. So it's a big issue. I don't know how you fix that. Enforce a nuke ban. Yeah, but how do you enforce a nuke ban via international treaty? Like, I think there's already a UN resolution to ban nuclear missiles, but that doesn't mean the countries are actually gonna. I think even the U.S. is signed to it, but I don't think they're not gonna just be like, okay, we're not gonna have our nuclear weapons anymore. It's just not how it's gonna work. At least I don't think so anyway. I mean, it'd be great if somehow we did it, but yeah, exactly. Atheist apologist. I don't know what that means. An anti-theist using apologetic style arguments, maybe. What are they apologizing for, though? Like, just not believing God? I don't know. I guess. If... I'm not necessarily a pacifist. I wouldn't think that I'm a pacifist. Yeah, a lot of people aren't open with their atheism. I think that's a problem. I think that's why we need to. That's that's partially why I do my channel. I think we need to be more open about it and less about, you know, a lot of times I hear people saying stuff like, it doesn't matter, you know, as long as they don't try to make me believe it, it doesn't matter, it's okay. But I don't think like that. I think it does matter. I think ideas matter. I think ideas have consequences. And even if even if it's a bad, an untrue idea, but it seems good at the time, it can have some bad consequences, like stem cell research, for instance, um, can be pushed back by something good, like we don't want to something that's good meaning, I guess, or that the people that originally came up with it were good meaning. But if it's a dogma and you can't challenge it, then it can lead to disastrous results, and that's why religion is so harmful. Or any ideology, any dogmatic ideology that doesn't want itself to be questioned is a problem. We need to stop sheltering those things and making excuses for them. Yeah, and you can't arbitrarily ban war. It has to be something everyone agrees to. Yeah, and then the first time that somebody wants to go to war, they're just not going to agree anymore, and then they're going to go to war. Well, it's not just like wherever there is religion, there will be war," said philosophic goat. Not necessarily. Like it's wherever there's dogma that can't be questioned. That's the problem. Religion isn't the only idea that can't be questioned or whatever. It's just the most prevalent. Uh, the only reason why I'm an anti-theist is because my kids are indoctrinated with the Mormon. Well, it's a good religion, or that's a good reason. But I also, there's a lot of people that I don't know who are indoctrinated with religions, and they live their lives in service to something that's just not true. uh, I don't think you can totally um, ban nukes. Like I just don't see how that could happen. Mm. Patriotism and national pride is also harmful. Yeah, it can be. It's a dogmatic thing. Like when it gets to a certain point, and you start calling people, uh, traitors because they question their governments, then yeah, it becomes a dogma that you can't question, and that's when you have problems. People need to be able to question things, be able to criticize and talk about their differences, right? Thanks, Natja Witness, for the super chat. Very generous of you. Good night, Kai. I like talking to you guys too. Hence, a binding treaty instead of the current non-binding resolutions. Yeah, but what country? Like, how are countries, or why would a country uh, agree to that? If that's the only thing, or one of the only things, or the thing that's going to keep, like, say, I don't know, like, say Israel, for instance. Why would Israel give up their nukes? Because they're surrounded by countries that would want to go to war with them, and the only thing that's probably preventing them are those nukes. So why would you give that up, right? I can't see them doing it. Or the states. Um, why would they want to give up their nuclear weapons? I just don't see how that could happen. Jordan-esque claims. Yeah, Jordan Peterson. Yeah, I don't understand his appeal. Like, I guess I do in a little bit, but it's, I don't know. He just has very little appeal to me. Um, some of the things he says on Twitter are really fucked up too. I don't know if the majority of wars in history are because of religion. I think not directly because of religion. I think they played a role. It may be in the majority of conflicts. Like, it played a role. Uh, Made it worse than it might have been if there hadn't have been a religious element to those wars. But I think most wars are probably fought over territory and, you know, resources and stuff like that. And then, you know, each camp has their own religion, so it makes it worse. It's like, increases the tribalism. If I had more money, I'd use a super chat. That's okay. Thanks, Albus. Hey, Jonathan. Welcome to the stream. You can ban all nukes you want if you can't change the fact that humans... Exactly. Or just secretly making them again, right? Like, if the states could say, okay, they give up all their weapons, but secretly they're making more, or a few more, or whatever. Hey, thanks for the super chat, Kai. Thanks, Peter. Yeah, I guess it's turned into like a full-fledged stream now. It's going on 2 hours. Thought I was going to be on here for like 5 minutes. I don't really see how dogma is inherently violent in nature. It simply says, this is what we believe, so let's chat about it. No. That's not what dogma means. Dogma is something that can't be challenged, or it's let's look up the word. Hold on here. A principle or set of principles laid down by an authority as incontrovertibly true. So there you go. It has. It's not something that if somebody's holding a dogma, they're not saying, okay, well, let's chat about that. They're saying this is true, and there's no chatting about it. It's incontrovertible. This is, and when you have that, that's when you have problems, right? Like, if you, I don't know, like, you could do it, in an atheism way, right? Like, you could say, there are no gods. It's incontrovertible. I don't care. And if you believe it, then I'm going to start killing you or putting you in jail, right? And then you have a problem. So, like, state atheism would be a problem, which is why secularism is the way to go. And, if you want, the way I think about it is, if you want people to stop believing, or you think the world would be better off without believing in these religious nonsense, then you convince them that it's wrong. You normalize it, not, you normalize it the other way around, right? Normalize anti-theism, normalize atheism, make it not a thing. Or, religions have fought that since their inception, right? By burning us and killing us and ostracizing us from civilized societies and stuff like that. So, good night, Kai. What do pacifists do? Go to war with them? Exactly. I get like pacifism, like I get why people would want to be pacifist, but it's just not. To me, it's not a realistic thing. Like, and in any situation where if I'm at risk, I'm gonna fight, or my family's at risk, or whatever. Like if somebody breaks into my house right now with the intent of killing me and killing my fiance and whatever, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight to win. I'm gonna fight to kill if I have to. I'm not gonna be all pacifist about it. In a perfect world, I don't want to have to do that, but Jordan Peterson versus Kathy Newman. I didn't actually watch it. I should probably watch it at some point. But Jordan Peterson sometimes makes my brain want to explode. I've watched quite a few of his Bible sermons, and he just says some really silly things sometimes. Exactly now. That dogmatic does not mean tea and biscuits. Wars rarely have one sole cause. That's true. Exactly. Religion was a major role in a minority of them. No, I think religion was probably a major role in most of them. But I don't think they were necessarily the prime. Like a lot of people bring up, the Crusades and stuff like that because religion was the primary motive in those things, right? Like they might have been going for land and stuff like that, but at the same time, the Pope was saying, "We'll forgive your sins and you'll go to heaven if you do this for us." So it's like, for the people fighting on the ground, religion was the primary motive for that, right? But in most wars, it's not necessarily the primary motive. It's just increases the aggression, increases the tribalism, makes things worse, and it also promotes like conspiracy thinking and all kinds of things. It holds back medical science, and science is anti-science a lot of times. Good night, Reese. Hi, Roxas Chairman. Thanks for dropping in, joining me. What religion do you think is the most harmful in the world today? Islam, without a doubt. I'd say Islam, then Christianity. It's a Google definition, but it lacks nuance. No. I mean, what nuance would you want to add to that? To dogma? I'm assuming, Thomas, you're talking about dogma. The word dogma. Dogma is a pretty well-defined term. Bill 9 say that we should put people that don't follow their viewpoints in jail. That sounds like a silly bill. I don't know what they're talking about, but yeah. And I wonder also, Nelsie saying religion is a major influence in many wars, hundreds of years of religious wars in Europe, not to mention the original jihad of Muhammad and the Crusades. And, I wonder too, like those wars didn't have as many people, didn't have as many, it's harder to kill with a sword than it is to kill with a machine gun, than it is to kill with, chemical weapons. So imagine what it would be like if you took those same actors and placed them in a modern in a modern war, right? No, you didn't miss it, Snuffy. Welcome to the stream, buddy. You can't redefine the definition because it doesn't sound nice. Exactly. I have to disagree with you here, Thomas Dobbs. It's Dogma is a pretty well-defined term. Your streams are better when you actually know you're streaming. I don't know. A lot of people liked the stream where I didn't know that I was streaming. Beautiful system until someone decides not to play fair. Yeah, exactly. It's not realistic. Hey, Booleanator and Papa Dave. Shannon Q. I don't think she's here. This isn't really the Heathen Hour podcast. This is just me messing with my OBS and trying to get it to work, and then getting sucked into the chat and just answering questions. So, yeah, the Heathen Hour will be tomorrow night at 8. It doesn't automatically mean I'll kill everyone who disagrees either. Nuances of thing people. Yeah, I know it doesn't mean I'll kill everyone who disagrees, but you're saying that it can't be, it's incontrovertible. So whatever it is that you're believing is true, and there's nothing anybody could say about it. And then that breeds authoritarianism. It breeds, you know, it's you know, in religion, you're saying that's why that, you know, Islam and Christianity clash so much, because they're both monotheistic religions. So they're both saying we're right and you're wrong, right? And their existence is saying that we're right. And so they're going to clash, right? Because you have two dogmatic ideologies that disagree with one another. So somebody, you know, somebody's going to be right and somebody's going to be wrong. Like, I listened to a video last night by an Islamic preacher, and he was saying, you know, how do we know that you know, Allah is real? Well, because in the Quran it says that Allah is all powerful. So, you know, if there's all powerful, there can only be one God, because he's the only one that's all powerful. So, you know, so right there you see he's saying basically we're right and there can be no other gods. There is no other gods, right? And Christianity says the same thing, right? There is no other gods. There's just Jesus and, you know, Yahweh. So they're going to clash, right? Jordan Peterson's Christian version of Deepak Chopra. Yeah. In a lot of ways he is. That's true. Good night, Bullianator. It doesn't mean chat either. That's exactly, dogma does not mean let's sit down and chat about it. What's the biggest contradiction? I don't know. I'm kind of tired, so I don't know what the biggest contradiction I found in the Bible is. But there's one site that I found a long time ago that had it was like a graph, and it showed all the contradictions in the Bible. It was this like white lines that connected them. Dogma's a pretty good movie, yeah. Islam is just Christianity a few hundred years ago. I mean, Christianity went through the Enlightenment, but I think there's something in Islam that makes it, like, Jesus does play a role in Christianity that kind of softens it, right? Like Jesus, for the most part, is fairly peaceful. I mean, I know there are some verses like I bring the sword and that kind of thing, you know, and there's the whole hell part, but that's after you die. And for the most part, he was, you know, kind of like a hippie. So that softens it, whereas Muhammad was anything but a hippie. He was a warlord. So the Hadiths and the Quran are different than, you know, the Bible. Now the Old Testament's violent as fuck. I think if you do like a comparison, I think the Old Testament has the most violence in it. I think, word for word. But again, Jesus kind of softens that, right? Takes a little bit away from it. So both horrible, both not true. But I think Islam's worse overall. No examples in history of a pacifistic nation group that is independent. Any nation that doesn't have a military. Pacifistic nation or group. Isn't Sweden kind of? I don't know. I don't even know if Sweden has an army. I don't know if they're pacifistic, but I can't think of any wars that they would start or whatever. And they usually stay neutral. So I might be wrong. 8 in what time zone? Eastern time zone. Will be the heathen hour tomorrow. The chat is the black hole. Yeah, I have to fix that. I think tomorrow I'm just not going to use this. I'm just going to go with the Hangouts because I know how to use it. And then try to get this one up and running for the next heathen hour after that with R and Raw. Don't worry about the hijack of the chat. Chat is fine. People talk about what they want to talk about. It's cool. How do I stay motivated to keep making videos? Politics for about a year now, and I'm just feeling burned out. I don't know. I guess I find it interesting. I find their arguments in general interesting. I find conspiracy theories interesting. I find mythological things, like, or even just supernatural things like ghosts. Like I've gone ghost hunting. Not because I actually thought I was going to find a ghost, but just for the fun of it. So I guess the whole like genre interests me, and it keeps me motivated. I'm also motivated by like the news and seeing how religion affects people worldwide and how it keeps them subservient and beholden to a dogma. So yeah, I guess I have lots of motivation in both those areas. It's interesting to me, and I think it's harmful, and I don't know how else to oppose it that would be ethical, like an ethical way of opposing it, rather than doing this, or in some way doing something like social media-ish kind of way to try to spread my ideas, and the ideas of other people who don't believe in God as well. So yeah, and a lot of people that are religious are nice people, and they're fun to talk to. So yeah, I guess that's how I stay motivated. Tired of saying bad arguments over and over. Yeah, I mean, some of them I get tired of, but at the same time, I try to find stuff in it that I find interesting or funny, um, and try to be entertaining about it. Probably not always successful. I think some people too as well, like on Twitter and stuff. I had like some theists get like really mad at me, um, even though I was making a joke and I thought I made it super obvious by adding a wink face and whatever. And people shouldn't take me seriously on Twitter. I just like fuck around on there a lot of times. So I don't know. Repent. Yeah, exactly. Hella dope stick. The deaths caused by Islam far outweigh in in modern times. And not just that, but I mean, even if you took away the deaths, right? Like you just took away that altogether. Um, just the horrible suffering that is found in almost every, maybe even every Islamic country that's like dominated by that religion. I mean, it's just atrocious, right? You have countries that don't allow women to drive, or they do now, I guess, but didn't until very, very recently. That cane women for standing too close to their boyfriend. I mean, those are, not something that you currently see in, even a religious country like America, right? A Christian religious country like America. I mean, they do a lot of other dumb things, but not the same degree. I think it's like a spectrum, right? The problem with fundamentalism is the fundamentals. Yeah, that's that's a great quote. Very good quote. I think I'm falling behind on the chat. Sweden's got an army. Okay, I wasn't sure. Like I said, I'm not really a political animal, so I don't know a whole lot about the stuff. But there's 5 to 6 minutes of lag. Really? Shouldn't be. I mean, I might be 5 or 6 minutes behind on the chat. I've seen a Canadian-made apologetic channel on YouTube ads for a lot of atheist liberal channels. No, I'm not sure who that is, Capital. I think all religions are the most dangerous. They all believe in yeah, yeah. But I think there's a spectrum of dangerousness, right? Like I think, you know, Buddhism, even though it doesn't have a deity, but just say if you take Buddhism as a religion, is less dangerous than Christianity. It's less dangerous than Islam, right? Um, can it be twisted? Yeah. Do they still believe in some pretty silly stuff sometimes? Yeah, like karma. Um, that's not to the same degree of dangerousness. Oh, Sweden took part in a lot of wars. I guess I should probably look that up. Canadian football over. What's your opinion on Canadian football versus the NFL? I do not like football at all. I hate both of them. But I would assume, I think that probably like the NFL would be better than Canadian football, but I don't like either one. Have a good night, Charles. Prove how harmful Jainism is. Well, Jainism could be harmful, right? Like I said, like earlier about, I think I might have just said about, about stem cell research, or you could say maybe about abortion, right? They would probably not be good with those things because they might consider it causing harm. So, or you could get to a hyper point of, you know, a fundamentalist Jain could be not get any, like a society of Jains would get nothing done because they'd be too worried about you know, stepping on an ant, right? So there are instances where it could be dangerous, right? It's because they, you know, they're being fundamental and believing in, you know, they might have a good thing to believe in a way, but at the same time it's not realistic and it's nonsensical. So even that's what I'm talking about, like even beliefs that seem like everybody would agree on them, right? Like let's not cause harm, right? Most people would agree with that sentiment, but if you take it to such a crazy level, then you end up doing crazy things. I want to thank you. I've been sitting on the fence about religion for a long time, and finding you and Professor Stick and Vice Rhino have made me realize religion is not real. Thanks, Drake. It's really like messages like that keep that. I guess the earlier question about keeping me motivated, that's the stuff that keeps me motivated. Is that you know, I get tired of hearing people saying you can't make a difference, you can't change people's minds, but it's obvious that you can, right? If you have better arguments than the other side, then it will shine through. Don't take anyone too seriously on Twitter. Exactly, exactly. I don't know why people take people so seriously on Twitter. It's not a platform that you can argue very well on, right? So it's just like a shitposting thing. I mostly use it for DMs to other YouTubers or whatever if I'm working on a collaboration or something, or working on trying to get a guest on Heathen Hour, something like that, right? That's what I'm using Twitter for. I'm not using it because I think it's a good argument plays, right? On your 10 things that make atheists tune out, was that your fiance that added "You've been hit by a godless cranium" at the end of the song? No, that was Shannon Q, the my co-host on the Heathen Hour. She did that. I thought it was so great, so good. My fiance's done a couple of like small cameos, and I think she did it on, I think it was a video that I did with the Theists about things that make theists tune out. The very beginning of that in the intro is that's my fiance talking, and that's her avatar that I had made. So a Christian nation, women were not allowed to vote. Yeah, because they're patriarchies. Good night now. Hi, Keon. Feels like you tell people to not take you seriously on Twitter, this feels like you're just trying to cover your ass. I've seen you plenty of times be very serious on Twitter. I've had like serious conversations, but when it starts to get too serious, like when it starts to be like an actual, like I guess a debate or whatever, I'll usually ask them to just take it off of Twitter. Like if they want to talk to me privately in a hangout, or they want to talk to me on Discord or something, then I'll do that, because it's just frustrating to talk back and forth. And I also don't do it for long. Like last night I was having an argument with Ghost of Buckley about, I think it was about the Catholic Church or something, and we were going back and forth, and some of his friends were joining in, and I was like, at some point I was just like, okay, I'm out. Like I'm just not gonna do this. And then I just mute the conversation, and they can continue talking about it. So, I mean, yeah, that's true that I have been serious on Twitter at times, but most of the time, I'm pretty sure I said that anyways. Most of the time, I'm not being serious. I'm just fucking around. So yeah. Yeah, I'm like behind in the chat, so that's probably why it seems like you're a few minutes behind. It's just me being a few minutes behind. You guys type faster than I can talk, so. Yeah, see you in 5 to 6 minutes on the leg. Hi, Thanatos. Harden the Pharaoh's heart. Said he would never mess with free will. Yeah. It's a pretty good one. Mm-hmm. Go to send you a link. Where do I go to send you a link? You can send it to me on Twitter. You can send it to me on Discord. There's Discord. There's like video suggestions. So if you want to see me talk about a specific video or something, I'm not saying that I will definitely talk about everything that's in there, but I will watch the video and check it out. So you could leave it there. What about ice hockey? I like ice hockey, but I'm not as into it anymore. I don't watch TV very much. I watch Netflix and stream if I want to watch something else. I don't have cable anymore because I just wasn't using it. So I just don't really watch hockey. Problem with the Abrahamic religions is they worship death. Life is just a footnote. Punishment of the beyond. Yeah. Yeah, they're like death cults, really. That just grew. And like in the video that I did on the cargo cults, I mean, there's like huge similarities between cargo cults and Christianity. Jesus and God and the Holy Spirit are the same things, the Holy Trinity. Yeah, and then some people argue that God is that this God isn't made of parts, but then there's 3 parts. Yeah, they talk about. So are you a fan of the NHL? If so, what team do you go for? I would be a Maple Leaf fan. Wait a minute, not take you seriously on Twitter. Resistance is futile. Flat Earth is the way and the truth. You mean to tell me I abandoned my globe thinking for nothing? How dare you? Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not usually being serious on Twitter. Not saying that I'm never serious, but very rarely, or maybe 20% of the time. The other 80, I'm being not serious. Which religious apologists do you think are the most persuasive? I would say Jordan Peterson right now. Um, I mean, he's not persuasive to me, but I think he is very persuasive to atheists and to uh, Christians, and he gives like Christians a sense of legitimacy and makes atheists go, huh, well, maybe Christianity isn't so bad after all. Like they just forgot about all the stuff that Christianity does. I also saw like a video the other day, and it was an older video. I think it was like 2013 by Hamet Mehta, who's a friendly atheist. And he has a blog that every day posts stuff about the harms that Christianity does in North America, basically. I mean, around the world, but well, harms that religion does. But I mean, it's heavily focused, heavily. There's a heavy presence of Christianity there, and he was saying in the video that, well, I wouldn't call myself an anti-theist, whatever, right? And I was like, how do you not be an anti-theist when you have an entire blog where daily you post several stories per day about the harms it's doing? You know, why would you sit on the fence like that? I don't understand. I know maybe he's changed his stance since then. I mean, like I said, it was in 2013 that video came out, but still, that's blows my mind a little bit sometimes. You can't change people's minds, says the person with really bad arguments. Exactly. I mean, it's nonsense that you can't change somebody's mind. I mean, most atheists should know better because they were Christians at some point, right? Or they were Muslims, or they were, you know, Jehovah Witness or something. I don't know, but they were something, right? And then they are not anymore. Well, what changed their mind? Was it that nobody made an argument that they liked, that they understood, or that they thought was a good argument? Or no, of course, like a good portion of those people heard an argument and they were like, yeah, that makes sense. I'm totally into it, right? And they started looking into it more. I mean, some heard arguments from an atheist and they didn't believe it, right? And they were like, I'm gonna go look this up and I'm gonna prove them wrong. And then they find out, whoa, wait a second, I'm wrong, right? So I think that's garbage. It's a garbage argument, just apathetic nonsense. GCS sent me very threatening DMs. A nightmare. I don't think so. Uh, mm. Shannon's got a lovely voice then. Yeah, she does. Yeah, she's a very good singer. I thought she was goofing with me, like she said on Twitter when I asked, because I asked on Twitter, does anybody know how to sing for that intro clip? And she said, oh yeah, I sing like an angel. And I thought she was fucking with me, but turned out that she actually is a very good singer. Good night now. Notice me, senpai. Nightmare fuel. Is it actually nightmare fuel? Let's see. It actually is nightmare fuel. Welcome to the stream, man. It was a stream that wasn't supposed to be a stream that's turned into a stream somehow. It's supposed to be me fucking around trying to figure this stupid OBS program out, which I can't do, and boom. Turned into me answering a bunch of questions. Get Dusty Smith on your podcast. Actually, I would like to get Dusty Smith. I don't think he goes on other people's channels, though. I don't think he's like collabor or I don't know. I guess I could ask him. The worst he could say is no. I think he's kind of an interesting character. Thanks, Davey. I'm glad that you like the channel. I'm pretty sure atheists can hold office in the States. I think there's like certain states that it's like prohibited, but if it was challenged, it would be knocked down by the Supreme Court. I think that's the way it goes. Again, I'm not American, so I'm not entirely sure, and I would have to look it up. But I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Although I think there's like a huge bias. Like I don't think, a lot of Americans don't trust atheists if they're atheists, and so they won't vote for them and won't put them in office. I think I'm falling way behind. Am I falling way behind on the chat? Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm falling behind. It's just I can't keep up. I'm trying to answer them as quickly as possible. The epic cranium. Yeah, not so epic. Just a regular guy. Talking to you from Canada. Cold greetings from Sweden. It's pretty cold here too, Carl Magnus. What about Rachel Oates? Would you call her an anti-theist even though she herself doesn't? I think in the strict, like, ugh, that's hard. Like I don't like just labeling people if they don't want to be labeled that. But yeah, I think she's kind of fooling herself, because if you're taking a stand against, a public stand against religion, which she does on her channel, then technically she's engaging in anti-theism. I guess she might think differently, and that's fine, and I'm not going to argue with her about it. I would just argue against her stance, saying that I don't think it's a good stance to hold, or it's whatever. But a lot of times too, like atheists don't usually jump from, like, especially if they were theists, right? They don't jump from theist to anti-theist, right? Like they might go from theist, and then maybe they go to anti-theist. Maybe they're really pissed off that they were duped, right? And they're like really outspoken about it. But a lot of people just kind of go for, they might go from theist, and then they'll go, oh, I want to go as an agnostic because I'm not sure yet. And then they'll go into atheist, and then, then they'll hear other people talking about it. And I think anti-theists have like, there's a stigma attached to the word, much like atheist. And so they don't want to identify as that, right? They just want to kind of avoid it, which is something I'd want to overcome, because I think that's not good. I think we should be identifying as anti-theists and saying, I don't think there's anything wrong with opposing something you think is false, right? I think it's the moral thing to do, actually, the ethical thing to do. So, yeah. Are you a city, downtown, suburb, or country, rural Canadian? I am a city. I'm city Canadian. Thanks, Carl. I'm glad that I'm your favorite. How different is the Christian fundamentalism in Canada of the U.S. fundamental? I think Canada's different. I don't think we're as fundamentalist. I mean, there might be pockets of it, but I did talk about, if you go to Holy Kool-Aid's channel, he had me and Shannon Q on, I think last week, and we talked about the differences between Canadian and American fundamentalism. So if you're really interested, that would be a good place to go. When I ask good questions, everyone wanted to quote the Bible. Exactly. And you read it and became a solid atheist. I'm answering from this chat, not from Twitter. Would you talk about atheism in Europe? Yeah. Sure. I do appreciate your interaction with your fans, like instances like this when you spend time connecting. Thank you. No problem, man. It's one of my favorite parts of YouTube actually is being able to talk to you guys and just shoot the shit and talk to you guys on. I love reading your comments. Obviously, I read all the comments and I try to respond to as many as I can. And same on Discord. I hang out there with you guys, answering questions and stuff. So yeah, I love it. It's a lot of fun for me. So thank you for joining me. Actually, yeah, you're leaving me way behind. Tell Eric what Indy's looking for. Bernie's the only atheist that could get elected. Is Bernie an atheist? Or is that just a guess? Like, has he come out and said, look, by the way, hi, Steve McRae. Has he come out and said that he's an atheist? Because I might have missed that, but... Oh, hey, genetically modified. Your next video is about anti-theism. Way to go. I can't wait for that one. Actually wanted to talk about it some more as well. And actually, I thought the genetically modified, when he made the video with Cosmic Skeptic, I thought he was going to... I doubted you, my man. I think I told you this afterwards, actually. I thought that they were going to roll back and say, oh, it's not that bad. Religion's not that bad. I thought that he was going to go that, they were going to go that route. But it's a pleasant surprise. He did not. All right. Good night. Pikachu. Thanks for joining me, man. If you're in Toronto and I'm in Thornhill, my downtown friends call it up north, like we're Game of Thrones wildlings. Yeah, Toronto. I'm pretty close to Toronto, actually. You're catching up. I'm trying. Bernie's more of a secular Jew. Oh, about the residential schools. Yeah, thank you. I wish it got more views, actually. I think it's like hovering around 6,000 views, which is I'm not complaining about that, but I mean, at the same time, that video really was emotionally hard to do, because I didn't know. I knew a little bit about it, but I didn't know how bad that was, right? And it was stunning to me that how bad it was and stuff. So it's probably one of my favorite videos, actually. Alex is pretty anti-theist. That's good. That's good. Because even when you, like you said, like it's like reasons that religion is shittier than secular alternatives. That's the truth, right? Like, it's just not. There's nothing that I can think of that you get from religion that you can't get. Even if you are of the mind that there's something in religion that's good, like community, just say, you can get that somewhere else, right? And it comes without the baggage, right? Or if you say, well, they built lots of schools and they help people around the world with that are starving. Okay, well, fair enough. Now why wouldn't a secular system work better than that? Because that you're sending people that aren't going to be trying to preach nonsense to these people and just help them because they want to help them. There's just nothing that I can think of that. And I think the paucity of responses that I've gotten from my challenge, where they just ramble on about, like, well, there's historical and how And when I asked for, very clearly asked for specific reasons, like specific things, point to something specific that is, better, that religion is better at, or could be better at, that secular people can't do, really shows that there's just really nothing to me. Oh, I still have to watch your stream, McRae. Before I started the stream, I thought about doing it, but then I didn't get around to it. I thought I'd be here for like 5 minutes, and then I would shoot on over and watch it, but I'll have to watch it tomorrow. Or actually, I might not even be able to watch it tomorrow, but I'll watch it eventually. Jordan Peterson watching. Oh shit. Tip about watching a Jordan Peterson video. I'm on the fence about whether he deserves more response. Yeah, I think he does deserve more response. I know that I was like, as far as I know, I mean, I don't know for sure. I don't watch every single channel, but I've watched a lot of channels. I think I was like one of the first people to start criticizing him. I'm glad to see a lot more people are starting to do it now, which is great, because I think he says some really stupid shit when it comes to Christianity. Yeah, Putin's pretty big here. Kamchia. And yeah, it's a shame that you're never taught that stuff in school. That's true. Yeah, he was completely full of BS on the resurrection. And he just like, I don't know, like the point I was trying to make on the Hulk one as well. I made one where I kind of pretended I was Peterson. Was that like you could find those same stories that he's talking about that he thinks are so valuable in the Bible. You could do it without. You could do it in a comic book, right? Like I could pick up almost anything and just, draw stories out of it. I mean, you did it most people probably did it in high school English, right? Like they'd ask you, I don't know what books you, To Kill a Mockingbird or something, right? And they'd say, well, what did you draw from that book? And like each person would draw something different. And if you talk to the author, they would have been like, wow, that's cool. I didn't actually mean that in the book, but okay, that's cool that you came up with that, right? So he's doing the exact same thing, but with the Bible. And he either doesn't realize, or maybe he does realize, I don't know, but that most people don't take the Bible as being like a work of fiction that you pull stories from, right? Like most people take it seriously and think it's real, right? Or it was at least divinely inspired. So I think, and he's almost every time when I'm talking to an atheist and they start talking like Jordan Peterson, I think that guy's a Jordan Peterson atheist, right? Like that guy's just talking out of his ass. So should I even bother with a Jordan Peterson response video? Is it too much of a bandwagon? Yeah, I would. I mean, I'm not going to obviously tell you what to do on your channel, but I think it's useful because he's very influential. Like, I think he's way more influential than somebody like William Lane Craig. Just, if I just pulled an apologist out of my ass, right? Like, he makes a lot of people, including atheists, go, oh yeah, the religion's pretty good. I don't mind it. Thanks, Thomas. Thanks for joining me, man. All right, so I actually have to go to bed. I have to go to bed really bad. I shouldn't even talk this long, but thanks a lot to all of you for joining me and stopping in. Oh, actually, that's just before I go. No theist ideas are new. So I was thinking about this on the ride when I was driving home from work today, actually, about, some people will say, and I'm not saying you're saying this, Lee, that, we forget it, everything's already been said, but so we shouldn't bother, right? But I don't feel that it's necessarily that everything hasn't been said. It's that those things haven't been said in your particular manner, right? Like they haven't been said by you, with your personality, with your point of view, with your perception. So you know, like when genetically modified skeptic makes a point, it's different than the way I would make a point, right? And maybe it gets through to certain people. His way of talking, his way of, you know, engaging people is different than the way I would do it. So, you know, maybe my way reaches some people, maybe his way reaches some people. You know, maybe Billy Bong and Nightmare Fuel reach their certain people, right, with their way of talking. So it's not really that those things haven't been said or haven't been gone over. It's hasn't been gone over in your particular way. Is what I'm saying, I guess. So, anyways, I'm gonna end it there, I think, because I'm getting tired. I'm probably just like rambling. So, again, thanks again for watching, guys. Have a good night.